You've worked hard to build a dream retirement. Now it's time to put that plan into action. This is Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker. The team at Vincent Financial wants to help you build, protect, and grow income to get you to and through retirement. Now, Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker.
This is the Retire ATL podcast, all powered by the Vincent Financial Group. You can get more when you visit retireatlradio.com. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for downloading. Now, let's get to the show.
Let's just start at the very beginning. Aaron Vincent, the Vincent Financial Group. What can you do for adults nearing and into retirement?
Yeah, well, first of all, we aren't miracle workers, but our goal is to help people who want to make a plan to get from point A, wherever they are now, to get to point B. Set the goals, back into the best strategy to get there. Our aim really is to help people empower their money to live the lifestyle that they want to live. It's not about a number. It's not about a particular product. It's just about getting you from where you are to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of steps do you take in that process, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, the first step is we got to sit down with you and understand what your goals are, what your hopes are, what your dreams are. Tell us about your family. Do you have grandkids? You know, maybe you're a great-grandparent. I mean, we meet with so many different people, but step one is, where are you right now? Mm-hmm. Step two is, where do you want to be? Mm-hmm. And then, like Aaron said, it's all about making a plan to get there. And that's actually the easy part. Making the plan to get there is the easy part. I think you'd be shocked that most people have a harder time talking about what their goals are because it's not something people really think about in detail until they get close to retirement.
And Mark, that's the X's and O's. You know, that's what we do. Mm-hmm. But we say all the time, life's too short to work with folks you don't like. And so we want to have fun doing it as well.
Yeah. So you say that the hard part is having people recognize their goals.
Yep.
Go deeper with that. I mean, because I'm putting myself in that situation. What is my goal? Financial stability and security for me and my family.
Right.
My goal is to be able to play more golf. My goal is to eventually maybe move to somewhere coastal. So you say that people struggle to find that.
I think what they struggle to find is the why. So, Mark, you say you want to play more golf. Why do you want to play more golf? What's important to you about golf?
Because I'm no good at it right now.
Okay.
I want to get better at golf.
Okay, so you want to get better at golf, which means you need to spend more time playing golf.
Sure.
And it's not just the time either, because if you're going to be playing a lot more golf, that means you're going to need to budget to play more golf. Mark, I don't think we've actually played together, but I've heard through the grapevine that, you know, maybe more than one sleeve of balls is going to be needed per round.
This isn't about me this weekend here. This is about you, the Vincent Financial Group, and what you can do for Metro Atlanta.
Understood. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people think about maybe what they want, but I don't necessarily think that people spend a lot of time thinking about why it is that they want those things.
Yeah.
And that can influence the outcome of a plan. The why is way more important than the what.
Mm-hmm. And Aaron, let's go back even further. We know a little bit now about the Vincent Financial Group, but let's get to know you.
Yeah.
This is like a first date, if you will, for all of Metro Atlanta. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you like? Tell me about your family.
Yeah, I'm a regular guy. My wife and I just celebrated our 20-year wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
This last weekend. Yeah, thank you. I've got a 16-year-old daughter, a 13-year-old daughter, and an 11-year-old son, so I'm all over the place. We got basketball, we got lacrosse. It's busy, but it's a lot of fun. I love it that way. I mean, my family is huge. We talk about how important, kind of the why. Matt talked about the why and why we do what we do, and you know, my family is a big part of my why.
Yeah.
It's we spend so much time together. It's really important to me.
So what brought you to the Vincent Financial Group?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's your firm, it's your practice.
Right.
Why?
Yeah. Well, Matt and I actually met working for we were employees of a larger financial firm. And I think we both would say we learned what not to do in a lot of ways. And both decided we wanted to start our own thing. I came home one day from work and I told my wife, I just can't do this anymore the way it's structured. It's so difficult to figure out if clients are getting the best advice for them or if it's the best advice for their financial advisor. And so we just kind of came to this crossroads of that reality, seeing kind of the peek behind the curtain. And it motivated me and motivated us to start our own. I came home one day from work and told my wife, I just can't keep doing this. And at that point, we had our oldest daughter. I think she was pregnant with our second daughter. Our son would come years later, but to my surprise, and I think to her credit, she pushed me. She encouraged me to start our own thing.
Something we said at the beginning, I know this is one of your main focuses, is the tax strategy.
Yep.
Into and through retirement. And you said something great. You said, we focus on tax planning, not tax prep.
That's right.
Break that down for me.
Well, tax prep, everybody's familiar with. It comes around the same time of the year, every single year. And tax prep is typically looking backwards. what happened last year, what are the accounts, what's on each side of the balance sheet, and then how much do I owe, or maybe do I get a refund this year? That'd be nice. But that's tax prep. And, tax prep is typically going to be done with a CPA, but tax planning is totally different. Tax planning is not looking backwards.
Yeah.
Tax planning is looking forwards. And it's a little bit more difficult to do because we don't actually know what the future is going to look like in terms of taxes. But I think if we're reading the room, there is something that it does seem like, whether you're a Republican or Democrat or independent, there's something that everybody seems to agree upon in Washington, and that is spending money is pretty easy.
Yeah.
And with all those dollars being spent, that's got to come from somewhere.
Yep.
And so tax planning is doing our best to look at where your assets are right now, how those are going to be taxed in the future, and then taking a step back and saying, is that what I want?
Yeah.
Do I want all my money in that 401k or in that IRA, knowing that it's not all mine? And it's those conversations that happen throughout the planning process that you end up where you want to be versus where the government wants you to be,
right?
Which is all of your money in one of those vehicles where they're actually a silent partner in that account. And so that's more of what tax planning is, looking forward, getting where you want to be, your plan versus the government's plan.
Right. How many people, when they come in and talk to you and you start customizing a tax strategy, a tax plan for them, did they not realize how much of their money is going right back to Uncle Sam?
A huge percentage.
Most don't.
Yeah, most don't think about it. Aaron, I can't actually think of anyone in the last year that came into the office and said, well, here's my tax strategy. I know this much money's going to the government over here, and I know that I got maybe this Roth account, and that's tax-free. I don't think anybody comes in with a real clear picture on taxes, especially when you start talking about Social Security taxation, because it's taxed differently, especially when you start talking about Medicare surcharges. It's not a tax in terms of a tax bracket, but it is a way that the government gets more dollars from you. And so it doesn't really show up as a tax, although, let's be honest, it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. And if you're not keeping it, it's a tax.
And how could they know? I mean, where's this taught? Where can you read about the transparent facts about tax code and how this account works or how that account works? I mean, it's hard to find. You have to dig, you have to know what questions to ask. That's one of the biggest things that we find often is that people highly intelligent, I mean, people with big time careers and people who've had very successful lives and saved money. And how do you know what questions to even ask? And I think that's a big barrier sometimes.
So Aaron, you're saying I can't read the news and I can't just get the newspaper, and I can't.
Don't get me started, Matt.
I can't get this information. It's not out
there. Headlines. No.
Somebody's in the car this weekend. They're listening. They're going, I have no idea what's going on with my taxes. I know I pay taxes. I don't know what my strategy is. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm frustrated. So let me talk to you as that person that's listening right now, Aaron Vincent. I call the team at Vincent Financial. I schedule that consultation. I come to you, and I'm starting at the very beginning. I'm like, I give you my information. What do you do? What are those steps when building a tax strategy for the person that maybe is just, they have a little bit of control, but they feel like they have no control of their taxes?
Yeah. I think the first thing we do is help you take inventory. We know the questions to ask. And so we're sort of helping you make sense of what you've got and where you're at and help organize that in a way where we can actually talk about it in an effective way. That's the first step. It's pretty simple. Honestly, it's more conversational. We want to get to know you. As Matt mentioned a minute ago, what's easier really is building a portfolio or beginning the tax planning conversation. But what's even more important and what takes some more time is just knowing you. What makes you tick? What do you want? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your plans? Like Matt mentioned, that's kind of the basis of our first conversation.
Let's start about that initial consultation. How much is it going to cost me to come in and sit down with you, Matt?
We have limited resources. We have a big team. It's a wonderful team, very talented. But like we say all the time, we're not miracle workers. And so if you're somebody that's done a really good job of taking retirement seriously, you've worked hard, you've saved money, you haven't kind of stuck your head in the sand, and you're proud of what you've done, but you're just unsure of what you've got.
Yeah.
We want to talk to you because those are the people we love helping. But like I said, we're not miracle workers. But no
you need
cost.
To have something.
You got to have something.
You need to have something in a savings and a 401k and a pension and IRA. You need some kind of savings, a retirement plan, if you will. I like how you said that. We're not miracle workers, but we do want to help as many people in Metro Atlanta as humanly possible. All right, so we got to know Aaron a little bit. Matt Decker, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your why.
Man, my why goes way back. How much time do we have? So when I was going into 5th grade, my dad came home one night and he said, Matt, we're not going to have to worry about money anymore. And as a fifth grader, I'm like, oh, I didn't know we were worrying about money, Dad.
Okay, yeah, go on.
I didn't know we were worrying about money, Dad, but now I am. Now I'm worried. Well, he went on to tell us a story. He had a bunch of stock options. He was in a young kind of startup company, had a bunch of stock options, and they were going public. And he had some initial idea of what those options were going to cost, but as anybody knows that's ever got stock options, there's typically a 6-month or a year-long lockout period where the people who get the options can't exercise them. Mm-hmm. And so that night, now that we're not worried about money anymore, we all went to JCPenney.
Yes, sir.
And we all bought our first NFL jerseys.
Show off.
Yeah. My brother got a Ryan Leaf jersey. I got a John Elway jersey. Okay. And I'm not sure I'm not sure what my youngest brother got. I don't remember. I'm not sure what Jay got, but I'll never forget that. Number one, first jersey. Number two, didn't know that we had money problems. But over the next 6 months, my dad's company was engaged in fraud. Not my dad, but his company.
Sure.
And they went public. And that was all found out after the fact. And my dad's stock options basically went from worth a lot to worth next to nothing.
Ouch.
And so ever since that, I was just interested in this game that was being played, and it was being played on my dad. And I'm like, man, I gotta figure this out because I don't want that to be me. Fast forward to meeting Aaron at the big company that we worked at here in Atlanta, and just kind of got to see how the cookie was made. Mm-hmm. And I realized that I think we could probably make a better cookie. And here we are.
Let's go even deeper. Tell me about your family.
Man, I've got 3 boys, 11, 9, and 7.
Good Lord, what are mornings like in your house?
Wild. Just out of control. We're trying this thing at home where the boys have to set their own alarm and get up for the bus, and it is not going well.
No.
Not going well at all.
A for effort.
Well, I don't know.
Participation.
My wife, Kate, gets an A for effort and execution. The boys, on the other hand, they're C+ maybe. C+.
We're trying.
But we're all over the place. I've got a boy in tennis. I've got one that does martial arts, another that's trying everything, cross country, tennis, jiu-jitsu. And we just try to keep them busy. That boy energy they can kind of get out of control.
Yeah.
And sometimes my life feels like controlled chaos, and we just kind of try to do the best that we can.
I like that. And I want to know your hobbies, too, because we're really kind of getting another team from Vincent Financial Group here this weekend. And, Matt, you are a golfer.
I am. Well, I'm a aspiring golfer.
So I heard that you go through many sleeves of golf balls.
Tons of sleeves.
Brought it right back around.
Tons of sleeves.
Thank you very much.
In fact, if we were golfing, we probably shouldn't be in the same cart together because it wouldn't.
There's a reason I have garden balls. There's a reason that I'm the guy scooping them out of the pond.
Yeah. There was a time where I scooped up the range balls. I'm past that phase, but it's still not all that great.
No, they're rangé.
Exactly.
They're very fancy.
Exactly.
Golfer. You're a golfer. Aaron Vincent, for yourself, when you do have free time, what do you enjoy doing?
It's funny. I always loved the idea of golf.
Yeah.
And I like being outside. I like sports. I grew up playing sports. But me and golf have this love-hate relationship. And I just decided that I loved hunting and fishing and being on our farm, being with my family. And, 4 hours to play golf if things go well, plus the time to drive there and back to the course. And I just rather spend that time elsewhere. So I still like to play golf every now and then. But I'm more, you'll find me outside. You'll find me at our farm, hunting, fishing, something like that.
Insurance products are offered through the Insurance Business Advanced Planning Group. Vincent Financial Group is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Advanced Planning Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Advanced Planning Group and IPW are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be constructed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Vincent Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained by sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Vincent Financial Group. This podcast is a paid placement.